Alright, welcome to the season finale of 2010, and this time we have Toy Story 3.
To infinity and beyond.
Exactly.
One of the best... No, go ahead.
No, I was like grimacing the memories. I was like, oh boy, but go on.
And one of the best Toy Story films ever. A lot of great characteristics, a great plot, and the animation is better now because it was in the 2000s now. Because the animation was in the 90s, it wasn't that perfect, but now it's much more perfect since 2010. I actually love it.
Yeah, it was really something. So first, you want to start us off?
Okay, yes. In here, Andy's just moving off. Things are just changing for everybody, but they all still want to remain together. But then we just kick off with, nobody believed in Woody about how Andy meant to put them in the attic, but they ended up on the curb, and then that's what led them off into daycare. But eventually they meet up with Lotso, who is introducing them as hey, yes, welcome to Sunnyside, glad to have you here. This is where y'all going to be staying, so enjoy for the rest of your eternal lives. Everything seems all cool up until, yes, there's a little bit of a dark side. Everything is not really peachy, so, with Woody gone, they have to, find a way to just escape this prison hell.
Yeah, so before he moves on to college, we see a little montage of him still being a kid, still playing with the toys, with the potato heads, Ham, Woody, Buzz, Jesse, and it was an epic scene, especially with the monkey scene.
And it's a good callback. Oh wait, go ahead.
I love how they did that.
A callback.
I was saying, I love how they did that. I love how they
Oh, callback. Okay, my fault.
No. I'm saying for me.
I love how they did.
I think somebody's mic is delayed. My fault.
It's not
Hold on, let me check my mics. It's not glitching or anything. I'm saying somebody's mic's delayed. Hold on. I'm checking everybody's mics right now. Hold on. Hey, everybody good?
Yeah. Testing.
Alright, okay, so everything's good. Alright, so first go on with your callback.
No, that's what it's called. When you first watch it, it's a perfect callback between the first two Toy Stories. We're open with, One-Eyed Bart, and then Toy Story 2 with Evil Dr. Porkchop. It's. I just realized they just combined them. I thought I was only just referencing the first one, but that's freaking genius.
Exactly.
Well, of course, in addition to this, new characters are added to the story, like Buzz, Jesse, Bullseye, and then One-Eyed Betty, which is Mr. Fathead, and then their kids, the little green men.
Yeah. Hey, Messman, you go ahead. What you're gonna say?
Alright, so basically, I love how they made the scene at the beginning. It was Andy's imagination, they made they made Mr. Potato Head as the one-eyed bandit, and he made Mrs. Potato Head at one as well. And also they decided to do the same with the aliens, except they all have 3 eyes, of course.
What I like about that scene in particular was Slinky, when he bites his tail and it creates a force field. I like it.
Yep, and of course,
yeah, because he's the force field dog.
Yep,
yeah.
And of course, Woody said he has a dinosaur who eats force field dogs, and it was Rex.
Yeah, I love the part where Jesse yodeled and did a sonic boom effect, and then that's where Rex came out. That was pretty cool. And I love how his roar is from Jurassic Park.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, everyone loves the T-Rex from Jurassic Park, of course.
Well, I've never been a fan of Jurassic Park, but I still love the roar. I think it's pretty unique and cool.
Yeah, it's great that they added that to Toy Story.
And as soon as the battle's about to end, we see Annie's mom recording him, what he's doing and everything, and then Molly shows up.
And takes down the train track.
And of course, years go by, and then like as Fresh explained, like Annie's moving on to college and everything, and then like giving some stuff away. And then what do you call it? Now we see Molly's like older now, and then she's giving some stuff away, especially her Barbie doll.
Yep. And of course, and as Andy was growing up, he gave away Bo Peep.
Yeah, which was pretty sad, especially when Woody was like, right next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was meant to put it in the attic, as we mentioned before, but of course, like, mistaken it as, like, garbage. And then that's what the toys thought, that Annie thought it was garbage. But no, that what he saw.
Because he put them in a trash bag, that's why they all thought that they were going to be put away in the trash, because, like, you could at least put them in a box, but no, he put them in a trash bag, so I don't blame him for mistaking that.
Yeah. And of course, his mom thought it was trash, so she took them outside for them. And of course, we know, as the garbage truck came, we see Sid as an adult as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still can't believe that was him.
Yeah, because as a kid, you would never notice that, but until like somebody points out he's still wearing the same shirt as a kid, like, oh, that's awesome.
Yep. And also, you look closely, I noticed it when I rewatched it earlier, he actually has dyed hair.
Yep. And of course, like, Woody came and he tried to cut the bags to save his friends, but he cut the wrong bags, but his friends actually got out of there by using Rex's tail to tear the bag open.
Yeah. And going to the story with, Sunnyside, yes. As we also mentioned with Fresh, like, yes, like the really, nice at person, and learning the backstory of it. Because before I actually saw Toy Story 3, there was a promo on Disney when they're first premiering it, how the toys were being tortured by the little kids.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah. And of course, all the toys at the daycare were like, new toys!
Yeah. I do like that scene when they were introducing each other. And then, yeah. Of course, this is where Barbie meets Ken.
Oh, yeah. She found her boy toy.
That means two ways. Yes.
Yeah. And Ken was like, I am not a girl toy.
And I said this with Bliss. I mean, even though, yes, he says that boy toy, but though he's male, he's part of a girl toy group. So that makes him a girl toy. And then also said RC for Transformers, even though she's female, that's not a girl toy, but she's also a boy's toy.
But yeah, while the other toys, like, being a Sunnyside, Woody had another idea. Like, he didn't want to really stay. He wanted to go back to Andy. So yeah, there were times where he was trying to escape, especially the bathroom scene.
Yeah. And yeah, of course, they were like, Lotso explained what happened to him and the baby. Like, they were all dirty and stuff, and like, they were like, they showed that Lotso was using a toy hammer as a cane, and yeah, like, and also, of course, he led them to the caterpillar room.
Which is every toy's nightmare.
Yeah. As soon as Andy's like, escaping, he hears Bonnie, one of the new characters in the movie, and then he, plays as a toy, and then she finds, Woody, like, hanging around with the string. There's a snake in my boot, and it decides to take him home.
Yeah.
And that's where he meets, her toys, which, she, like, uses her imagination to, like, be, like, a tea party and stuff, like, different imagination. Her imagination is just as wild as Andy's.
Exactly. Out of Bonnie's toys, which one was your favorite?
Trixie.
Yeah, Trixie's good. I like Dolly, and Mr. Pricklepants was funny.
Yeah.
Buttercup is cool. And when I mean by Buttercup, I'm not talking about the Powerpuff Girl.
That's a good one. Yeah, and what do you call it, Fresh? What about you?
A little bit of Tortoro.
Oh, that's right. Because before even seeing like the movie or what the character was, I was like, that's a good Easter egg they put in.
Yeah. Like Fresh, I didn't know who Tortoro was, but until like I saw the pictures and like saw on YouTube, now I know who the heck Tortoro is. But yeah, I like his addition to the cast.
Yep. And of course, there is one toy that's famous of Disney. It's the ball with a star on it.
The Pixar ball. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, other than that, there's also the pizza truck that always appears here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's like A1 and 3. Pizza Truck is like the key Easter egg for Pixar.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But Andy, yes, going back with Andy and Woody, like Woody's trying to explain to Bonnie's toy that he doesn't belong here basically, and he needs to get back to his owner. So they do help him. Oh yeah, I like the little sass from like the 3 peas in the pod. Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah, he's like, "Are you real? Come on." No, he didn't even have a hat. Of course I did. Wait, what's my hat? Told you.
Yep. But yeah, while this is happening, of course, this is the part where they get tortured and everything, and then yeah, and I especially feel bad for like the potato heads that they have to find their parts and everything.
I know, and especially for Mr. Potato Head, that one baby has like some of his parts in his mouth and puts one in his nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the kids, they were like grossing up all those kids, even though they are kindergartners, but they like roast up all the toys. Like they for the piggy bank for like Ham, they like covered him in glue and put macaroni noodles on him, and also they even put a mini figure in his into the bank deposit, and like also one of the kids licked Buzz's helmet and started hitting him like a hammer, and one had
and also no, go ahead.
And also one kid had Bullseye on those rolling sticks, and they were like rolling around screaming like they were giving like Bullseye a ride.
Yeah, and also painted Jesse's hair.
Yeah.
Yep. And also Buzz was watching the older kids play with all the older kids in the butterfly room play with the toys politely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And yeah, it was a nightmare in there in the caterpillar room, because it's like they played scary music as the kids torture Andy's toys.
Mm-hmm. What do you call it? BRB for 1 second.
Okay.
All right.
Is it on?
Well, I'm like, you gotta listen to the beat, but yeah, it's on.
Oh, okay. So continuing with this, like, yes, as Master was explaining, like, seeing the older kids being nice to the toys. So while this is happening and everything, so Buzz wants to try to convince Lotso to let them in the other room. And it goes good for a while, but he's trying to convince to let the other toys in, which Lotso doesn't like the idea so much.
And that's where he revealed his true colors.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Lotso. And then, yeah, going to this scene, like, Buzz was spying on some of like his crewmates, going to the vending machine and basically revealing they had a casino night.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Come on! And it's a duck. Woohoo! Yeah! And your face.
Yeah.
And they're just explaining like some of the toys if they're good or not. But that space soldier though. Mm-hmm. I am not a girl's toy, yes, as we explained before. And as Buzz was like you know, trying to like back away, then he saw the big baby, and then bam, slammed to the table.
Yep.
And that's where, even though Ken said take him to the library, he said library. He's not as smart as you think.
Yeah. And suddenly it turns out once Buzz gets thrown on the casino table, the other toys reveal that it turns out they're all bad guys.
Yeah. But yeah. Now they take him to Lotso, and then they need the help of the bookworm because they have to find the instructions of like how to like reset Buzz.
Yep.
From play to demo, and revert him back to his old self, where he was like, you know, all Space Ranger like.
Delusion.
Yep.
And it, yeah,
Delusion.
Yeah, they switched his switch to reset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now Buzz is just this jerk now, and now, what do you call it? Now he's keeping the other toys as prisoners now because they won't listen.
Yep.
Uh, but yeah, Woody has a plan to like try to go back, and then like yes, we're at the scene where he trying to explain that he was or is he coming back from like Sunnyside, and then Toys are like really shocked. He's like, "How'd you skip Sunnyside?" And then that's when Woody found out the truth about Sunnyside, how it's a very dark place run by Lotso, basically. And this is where we meet up with what was the clown's name? Chuckles, yeah, because he was revealing the story of how like him, Lotso, and the baby used to have the same owner. But of course, there's this one scene where her and her family were like having a picnic, and she was like asleep, and the toys were away from her, and suddenly they just forgot about them. They eventually found the house because they know the directions, but just to find out because Lotso's the only one that looked at the window to find out that she got another Lotso bear.
Yep, and then the most worst part, he said she betrayed them, and the clown was in his young voice, and he said, "But she didn't betray all of us. She betrayed you." And Lotso started being a jerk and starts telling the clown that she never liked him, and then he like forced the baby and the clown to come with him, and which was just tragic.
Yeah, until like the car they were on bumped, and that's where Bebe had his eye. Was Bebe a boy or girl?
He's a dude.
I think it was a boy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how his eye got messed up, and that's how Lotso got all limpy and stuff. That's why he walks with a cane.
Yeah.
And of course, back into the clown's deep voice, the clown said, "Lotso didn't like me. He didn't like anyone."
And it was revealed that he was found by Bonnie.
Yeah.
And like he was fixed up by her.
Yeah.
Yep, and he also had the heart that his previous owner had.
Yeah. What do you call it? Another character that was helping Woody out the whole time was the Chatter telephone. He was a really big help until he got caught.
Yeah, well, here's the thing though. He was actually like trying to warn him the first minute that Woody came in. Like he was like bumming to him, like he's trying to warn him. And so when Woody came back, as we're like, he's like telling him like the stuff like how to like escape and stuff, and watch out for certain people. And this is basically reference to Shawshank. I think someone said that this is reference to Shawshank.
It is actually. Good job.
Yeah, and and watch out for the monkey, because the monkey's the security camera. But so if the monkey sees like a toy escaping, like somehow like through a wall or whatever, the monkey like speaks to the microphone and starts like screeching as an alert.
Yep. But then suddenly, of course, like Woody came in. Of course, him and Slinky took care of the monkey.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll teach the monkey a lesson. Because, honestly, the way they beat up the monkey, like, that was kind of funny. Like, the monkey was, like, beating up Woody while he was not distracted on him. And, like, while Slinky, he just grabbed the tape and started running at the monkey, angry. And as the monkey turned around, the monkey got frightened.
This is what happens to you when you don't give Curious George's monkeys, but it's bananas actually. But anyways, BRB.
What's your monkey for the monkey?
Yeah, we basically explained that scene and everything.
Right.
So basically, Woody and now the other toys have a plan to like let them try to escape, and this also involves like Mr. Potato Head being like one of the distractions basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like he like assaulted them, I think, and then that's where he ended up in the sandbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he managed to get out of there.
Yeah.
Like, not his body, but just his parts.
Yeah. I also like the scene when they were distracting Buzz, is like when Rex and Ham start like pretending to fight each other.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yep, and then suddenly that was still when Buzz made his mistake, and it was a trap.
I tried to.
No, go ahead. Oh, no, I was gonna explain that next part, but go on.
Okay, I was gonna say, wait, they trapped him with the plastic box. He tried to get out with his laser and tried to break out, but he ended up getting knocked back.
Yep. And then they captured him. Oh, and also, of course, there's one thing we forgot to mention, like, Barbie was hanging out with Ken because Barbie tried to make it up to Ken, and suddenly Ken puts on his karate outfit, but then Barbie attacks him, ties him up to a paddle ball, and then suddenly she starts ripping his clothes to make him upset, and until he tells the truth.
Yeah.
Yep. And then she disguised himself in Ken's astronaut costume and to go get the Buzz Lightyear book from the bookworm.
Yeah, but I gotta say, with the Barbie scene, like when Ken was trying out his outfits and everything, I did like the song they were playing. I'll freak out.
I first got introduced to that to Shrek 2.
Good times, yeah. Did you guys notice this too? Like one of his outfits was like kind of like resembling like Woody's clothes a little bit. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
No.
Remember the yellow shirt and blue pants he was wearing?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I noticed that as a kid, but yeah, going with Barbie pretending to be Ken, and then she got the demo book and everything. And yeah, they try reset Buzz, but instead of going back to himself, he started speaking Spanish.
Yep.
Yeah, because Lorenzo was tasked to hold a reset button, but he didn't know you're not supposed to hold it after 5 seconds. So when he did that, he instead of referring to his old self, he was set to Spanish mode.
Yep. Even though I don't know how to speak Spanish that much, but I can try. I can try to act out that scene.
Hombre.
Yeah, it's hard.
That's what
At
she
least
said.
they put out subtitles.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wait. Fun fact. Joseph told me this one time that he actually met the voice actor that did the Spanish dub for Buzz in that movie.
That's awesome. That's very lucky.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. But yeah, go on. Who wants to explain the next scene if they want to?
I can.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the next thing we start off with is Mr. Potato Head. They grab a tortilla from a kid's lunchbox and they throw it outside for Mr. Potato Head to use, and he starts attaching himself to the tortilla, and he was struggling because the tortillas are floppy, but he managed to get to the bike and shine the mirror inside the daycare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, till a bunch of birds come by and tear him apart.
Yep. But suddenly his eyes and arms were able to work together.
Mm-hmm. And then later on, he used a pickle.
Yep.
Let's see here. Going back. First, you want to explain the other parts?
Alright, so yeah, while they managed to make their way, do some close calls and everything like that, they try to get across on Slinky, but up until they encounter Loxo and his crew, and they just have this big talk about why they should be here and why owners should be nothing to them. But up until when Woody brings up his backstory and tells everyone that it's all just a big lie, and that's caused Loxo to get extremely pissed, and everyone just helps Woody and friends instead of just him. They just throw him in the dumpster. So while they try to escape, Lotso still manages to get Woody, and everyone else just helps him back. They're just too late. The garbage comes, and they're being sent to the dump.
Yeah.
Yeah. And while they're fighting against each other, there's this one scene that actually made me sad a little bit when the big baby looking at the Locklets of the original owner. He was like, "Mama." I was like, "Oh, that's sad."
Yep.
Yeah. So Lotso yelled at him until Big Baby betrayed him. Did Bart himself. It's Sparta.
Yeah, he smashed the heart, and then suddenly the baby got mad at him, and of course, threw him in the dumpster, and Lotso got what he deserved.
Well, one of the last we saw them.
Yeah. Yep. But suddenly, of course, and once they get into the garbage truck, suddenly Buzz Lightyear comes back and to normal, and he's not speaking Spanish anymore.
Yeah. During all of this, although we said that's the last we saw of Lotso, of course, we do see him a little bit as he was trying to get up, but he saw like another garbage truck like blowing up, and he like acting as a toy, and then he was like, one of them was like, "Wow, I had one of these when I was a kid," and basically he just tied up in front of like the garbage truck.
But before that, the toys almost met their doom because they're in a big furnace where all garbage gets burned and stuff. And except by people, this was like the one scene that made them cry the most. I mean, it didn't make me cry.
Yep. But yeah, of course, for that, the aliens saw the claw, a giant trash picker upper, and yeah, they thought it was the claw. So they were walking straight to it, and then a trash car drives them over, and suddenly, of course, they had to pick up metal stuff because there was like a magnetic ceiling to take them up because they were about to run into the crusher. Yep. And then, of course, Rex thought he saw daylight, but it was not daylight. It was an incinerator. And yeah, Lotso said he saw a button, but they helped him get up there, but suddenly he tricked them, and he wasn't going to push it, because he then said, "Where's your kid now, Sheriff?" and walked away.
You should never trust Lotso.
Yep. And of course, like Christian said, they were about to get incinerated, but suddenly, as the aliens grabbed them with the trash picker upper, yep, and moved them to safety.
Yeah, and then soon enough, they were able to go back to Andy's house, and they were going to go back to the box, and they think they were going to the attic, but as soon as they're going to the box, Woody had this idea of writing a note, basically suggesting an idea to Andy.
But yeah, and also, of course, just like what Blitz said, yeah, me and Blitz said Lotso got what he deserved and tied to a truck and stuff, and yeah, the toys as the toys got home, they washed themselves up with water, and then they got inside the house. Yep.
But as soon as Andy sees the note suggesting, donating it to, somebody else, and then Andy's mom comes to the room and seeing how empty it was, and then realizing how much he's gonna miss him.
Yeah. Yep. And then after that, of course, Andy was thinking of keeping Woody, and Woody thought of staying, but then after that, Woody changed his mind, and he didn't want to leave his friends, so as Andy was giving all his toys to Bonnie, Bonnie, Andy showed her all his toys, and Bonnie moved to the box to look in there, and she said, "My cowboy," because Woody was in the box as well.
Oh, Blitz is muted, okay.
On.
Alright, so going to the scene with Andy visiting Bonnie's house, as we were explaining, yeah. So Andy goes to the front yard, and Bonnie's getting concerned, and then calling her mom. And her mom, of course, recognizes Andy, and Andy's just telling her that he's going to college now. And he was wondering if Bonnie wanted his own toys.
Yep. And Bonnie looks into the box and sees Woody in there, and she goes, "My cowboy!"
And Woody was confused, saying, "Woody, how'd you get in there?"
Yep. And of course, Woody, Andy stays a little bit with Bonnie and plays with her for a bit.
And yeah, it was a short time, and then Andy sadly had to go to college. And now, it's one of the saddest scenes of Pixar history when the toys had to see Andy for the last time.
Yep, and Woody said goodbye to him.
Yeah.
Yep. But then suddenly, of course, they started getting along. They decided to hang out with Bonnie's other toys. Yep. And as the movie ends, we go back to the daycare, and we of course see Zurg with some other toys there as well.
New toys!
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, and one of them had to be Zurg.
Yeah. What? You ever wonder if that's the same Zurg from the last movie or a different one?
It could be the same Zerg.
Well, then again, no, because if that was the same one, his like mouth thing would be like busted a little bit. Because remember, in the second one, when he fell, when he speaks, it's busted.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we see some of the Lato's old crew like in the caterpillar room where they're getting like kind of tortured a little bit, but in a fun way.
Yeah, they start doing like competitions and stuff. And yeah, they were all having a good time with Lotso gone. Especially, you know, they all turned nice, and the monkey wore glasses and tapping his things, all happy. And of course, you know, we go to the sandbox because it's like a beach day, and the Ken and Barbie meet the soldiers that were at Andy's house.
Took this long to like actually arrive at their place.
Yep. And after that, we head back to Bonnie's house, and we see like they start playing with all of Bonnie's other toys, especially Rex and the Triceratops. They were getting along well.
Of course, they even had a special for both of them. You ever seen the dinosaur special for Toy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. And of course, you know, they started. There were Bonnie. I think Bonnie drew pictures. Like she drew pictures of their toys and stuff. And the clown smiled at the end.
Yeah.
Yep. And after that, the next thing that happens, Woody, Buzz, and Jesse start dancing to Spanish music.
Yeah, specifically, that's what's cool about it. It's a Spanish version of "You Got a Friend in Me."
Yeah.
Nice.
And yeah, goodbye to a good ass movie. But before we especially say our goodbyes, like so going back to like when Andy had to leave and everything, I know like some people cried. Like I'm just wondering, did you guys cry during that scene?
No.
Rush, did you?
Well, don't really think I remember much, but I mean, I probably didn't. I just felt a little sad.
Oh, okay. But yes, as I was saying, goodbye to a good, like, one of the best movies of Pixar, and of course, I went to the failure of, like, the fourth movie, which we won't be talking about much, but still, it was one of the best that they had.
Yep. And of course,
I'll say...
Oh, go ahead. I'm guessing...
No, you go over first.
No, I'm guessing Gabby is an anti-villain.
I mean, again, like, I've seen the fourth movie a few times. Really don't want to talk about it, but yeah. And what do you call it, Christian? What were you going to say?
Okay, I was going to say, in the words of Woody saying to Eddie, "So long, partner."
Exactly.
Yep.
Everything to the gas. Alright, so in the past, we did talk about, like basically all the voice actors, but of course now we have to talk about new actors that were cast. First off being Blake Clark, the new voice of Slinky Dog.
Yes, mainly because Jim Varney, who voiced him in the previous Toy Story films, he died after Toy Story 2, and some people don't know that Jim Varney has played a character named Ernest P. Worrell, but he died way before Toy Story 3, so he's replaced with Blake Clark, which he actually matched up with his voice very, very well.
And what's so cool about it is that Blake and Jim actually did a movie together back in 1987 called Fast Food, and the way he was just listening to Jim's voice the whole time and just replicating it was just beyond amazing.
I agree.
Yep, I definitely agree.
Yeah. So for him, I give him a, like infinity out of 10 just to honor how he did for Jim.
I couldn't agree more, Blitzy.
Yeah. Alright, next up, of course, Christian, would you like to talk about Lotso?
Absolutely. Alright, so being the main antagonist, even though he is the main villain, he is voiced by a really great actor who also passed away like many years later. His name is Ned Beatty, who you also would get introduced to in Roseanne as Stan's father.
Yes. That's my introduction to him before knowing about Toy Story 3.
And also got introduced to him in a movie called Thunderpants.
Oh yeah, how did that go?
It's a pretty good movie. As two Harry Potter actors in there. One of them is the guy that played Ronald Weasley.
Ronald Weasley, huh? Okay.
And he also played the mayor in Rango.
Of course, yeah. So, but yeah, for Ned, I give him a 10, and he did a wonderful performance. But for Lotso, it's a easy 4 for me.
Yeah, 3 for Lotso, 100 for Ned. May he rest in peace.
Yes, wise words. And then YouTube.
Yeah, I'd say the same.
All right, cool. And you, Fresh?
Yes, Ned, Infinity, and Lotso, yes, 7. Because although he is considered one of the best, like, twist villains, but yes, still, what he did at the end, yes, was unacceptable.
Alright, next up, Fresh, would you like to talk about the voice actor of Barbie?
Jodie Benson, surprisingly. Yeah, I was really shocked to just find out just later on. She did play off, like, really, just... Well, I mean, like, at least she, like, proved her potential here, helped out a little bit, like, getting the information about how to get Buzz back and everything. She's perfect, that's all I can say.
Yeah, because other than Toy Story 3, of course, I also got introduced to her in The Little Mermaid and Camp Lazlo.
Right. I knew about Camp Lazlo before watching Toy Story 3, and then finally watching... I mean, I knew about Little Mary, but I wasn't interested in watching it, but until I finally got to watch it. They're a pretty good movie. And that's where my mom shocked me, because she's seen it before, but she hasn't seen it in a while, that she, like, described different scenes that kept showing me, like, how do you remember this?
Yeah.
But yeah, Jodie did a really good voice for Barbie. Now, who voiced the Barbies in Toy Story 2?
Wait, yeah, actually, let me go back to that. Because I'm actually checking right now as well. Okay. That would be... Oh, shut on. Oh, surprising one. It was Jodie the whole time.
Huh, wow. So she got to voice Barbie before she did her own main character. That's pretty dope.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for Barbie and for Jodie, I give them both Infinity. They did awesome.
Alright then, and next up is Ken, voiced by the legend Michael Keaton, Beetlejuice himself.
Yeah, so this was one of my introductions to him, along with Cars.
Yeah, it was that, and also later it was Beetlejuice, and then later I found out he played Batman. Oh, and also the other guys.
Another one I would say was Minions.
Yes, because he played the father of the villain family, along with shoot, what's her name? Allison Janney. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, surprisingly, Michael Keaton did really good for Ken. Like, you know, filling out like the personality and like how Ken feels about this being like a girl's toy, and like how he ranges from being evil just to like a cool guy at the end of the story, basically.
Yeah. Also, during the scene where Barbie was ripping off his clothes, a lot of people thought he said, F Barbie, but he was actually saying, oh, Barbie.
Yeah, I seen that too. I'm like, people were like, listen a second time. I was like, wait, I hear both of them at the same time, though.
Well, when I hear enough, I hear oh, Barbie instead of the other one.
Man. But, what do you call it? First, what was your introduction to Michael?
Yeah, Cars. Hello?
Alright, cool. And what about you, Mastermind?
Cars as well.
Alright. So, for both Michael Keaton and Ken, I give them both also Infinity.
Yeah.
Alright then. Next up is, well, we should mention Frank Welker. Even though he voiced Bullseye, we didn't know this because he was uncredited. He voiced the monkey.
Yeah, so that's the thing with Pixar. Sometimes they credit the actors and sometimes they don't. So with Bullseye, he's been with the monkey. Yeah, that was pretty surprising. That's why I made the joke about Curious George earlier, because it was legit Frank Welker. But he did surprisingly funny for the monkey, especially when he had his freakouts.
Yeah, that's good old Frank Welker, the king of animal sounds.
Yeah, so for both like Bullseye and the monkey, I give them, of course, Infinity for Frank.
Alright then, next up is Stretch, voiced by the legend Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, so this was one of my introductions along with, what was it? The Lion King.
For me, it was Rugrats and a movie called Krina Krina.
Alright, cool. And what about you, Fresh?
Yeah, Lion King and Toy Story 2, 3.
Okay, and you, Mastermind?
Lion King and Toy Story.
Yeah.
And another, I've got also got introduced to her in a movie called Everyone's Here, where she voiced a bat named Darla.
Yeah, and surprisingly, yeah, she was in the Michael Bay Team movie.
Right. Let's not talk about that.
We don't talk about that, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, she did really good for Stretch, and Stretch had like a funny personality, especially in the casino scene.
I love really stretchy toys, so that's what I like about Stretch, because, she stretches. I like those stretchy toys. Especially, the rubber ones, I really like that. And the sticky ones that you stick to paper, of course, they get dirty after you play them so much. But, yeah, Stretch is pretty dope.
Exactly. Yeah, so for Whoopi and Stretch, I give them also Infinity.
Yeah, Infinity.
Alright, next is Twitch, the swole bug, way before Buzz Swole.
Yeah, and yeah, he was voiced by the late John Krieger again, but yeah. So I did mention him before, and because he was a voice actor in a regular show, he sadly passed away in 2017. But yeah, this was my introduction to him.
How did he pass away?
I think it was due to a heart attack, as I read.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, both Toy Story 3 and regular show were my introductions to him.
Well, this was my main introduction. Yeah, Twitch, I love his design. When do you ever see a muscular bug creature thing? You don't. So this will be one of those times. So I really like his design. So his first appearance was a potato head brush him, wanted to feel his muscles, and then when his potato head got jealous, he tried to do a muscle, but his arm went droopy.
Show off. That was a reference.
But yeah, rest in peace to John. He did really great as Twitch. I give him a 10.
Same here. And what do you call it? He was also in another Pixar film, Monster University, where he played Big Red.
Oh, how about that?
Big Red.
Nice.
I can't talk. I can't talk.
Yeah. All right, another legend. Sadly, yes, of course, Jack Angel. Yes, this was my introduction to him as Chunk, and also in Ben 10, and also when he played Papa Smurf for that Christmas special they showed on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, Ben 10 was my main introduction to Jack Angel. He played a character named crap. What was it?
No, I know which one you're talking about because the character looked like Volcanus.
Yeah, because they're the same species. Technorg, yes, it was that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as his personality showing, I just like how he goes to a very face to an evil face.
Yeah, because there's a bun on top of his head, which is one of the spikes, and he smashes it with his fist, and that's how he changes his personalities.
Yeah, but yeah, out of the crew, he was as he was explaining the sharpest tool, he was definitely not the sharpest tool in the shed,
or the sharpest knife, as they said it.
Neither are you, Chunk. But yeah, for both Jack Angel and Chunk, yeah, Infinity.
And rest in peace to the legend Jack Angel. You are now an angel in heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, let's see here. Next up, let's see here. Sparks, who was voiced by, Jan Rapson, who also sadly passed away.
Oh, he died too?
He sadly passed away in 2022.
Oh, so that was just recent, 2 years ago. How did he die?
They didn't really explain, but all I just know is that, what do you call it, in Monsters Inc. he played that sushi chef.
Wow. I actually did not know that.
And he was also in a Bugs Life playing Axel, and many other characters you would recognize. But yeah, he was also a great legend. I actually like this robot toy. He was very cool, especially the voice.
I didn't hear him talk, but I do like how when he has screwed his claw spin around, so it'll be easier. So, but I do like cool robots.
Hmm. For both of them, I give them 10 out of 10.
Yes, and since I now know that they passed away, may he rest in peace. Thank you for voicing this character, Jan.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, Frisch, would you like to explain what Buttercup?
Alright, so yeah, Buttercup is one of Bonnie's toys. He just mainly has like this little bit of a jokey humor, but still an awesome guy. And Jeff Garland, yeah, perfect choice. This is my introduction.
Yeah.
I mean, no, wait, yeah, it was Jimmy Timmy Power Hour 3.
Yeah, same here on mine. Yeah, with what was it? Yeah, same with Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, Toy Story. Everybody loves Rayman. But what I was most shocked about that he was in the Fat Albert movie.
Yes.
Right. And my main introduction to him was Day Daycare, where he starred with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, he's a very great actor, especially when he starts yelling. It's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for both him and Buttercup, I give them both infinity. They're just great.
Yep, they're that iconic. Up next is another great legend voice actor, Trixie, voiced by Sing Shaw.
So yeah, again, my introduction was both this Adventure Time and Gravity Falls.
This and Gravity Falls. Of course, I knew her best in Gravity Falls, and then I heard her voice again in Colin Jensen Meatballs 2, where she voiced Barb.
But yeah, she played Trixie the Triceratops as a good character, helping us especially. But there was that one scene where she was like typing in the computer, and there was that one thing that popped up. She was like, "Oops, not that."
Just a dinosaur.
Yeah. Trixie, good character. I give her and Christian Shaw opinion as well.
Yep. Alright, next up, Shakespeare himself, Mr. Pricklepants, voiced by Timothy Dalton.
So yeah, what do you call it, Frisch? Would you like to explain?
Oh yeah, like I first got introduced to him in Looney Tunes Back in Action, where he played Damian Drake's dad. Like,
That's boy looks familiar. Holy crap!
I know. I mean, like DJ's dad, Damian Drake. Yeah, a little bit of a twist.
Yeah. I was like, why do you look so familiar? Because I'm very voice actors. And you said his name, like, oh, that's why he looks familiar. Wow, that's pretty awesome.
What's so funny is that before he was ever featured in a Pixar film, he was one of the few ones to be considered to play Mufasa.
Really?
Yeah, him along with Liam Neeson, of course.
Wow.
Yeah, but Pricklepants, I like his personality, like sassy and like bold. I like it, so for him, I give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. It reminds me of that character from, what do you call it, Oliver and Company, Francis. He's that type of character too, like, likes poetic and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Alright, then, let's see here. Frisch, can you please explain about Dolly?
Yeah, so I mean, like, not really much about her, but yeah, Bonnie Hunt, she was a good choice for her.
Yeah, Bonnie Hunt's like one of the best legends of Pixar, along with John Ratzenberger, because other than Toy Story 3, it was also Cars, let's see here, Monsters Inc., and many other projects I noticed her in. Like, but I was really surprised to see her in the Jumanji movie that started with Robin Williams.
I did not know she was in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
But yeah, for both her and Dolly, I give her like 10 out of 10.
Infinity. Alright, next up is China Telephone, voiced by Teddy Newton.
Yeah. Again, as I explained my opinion about the telephone, yes, he was very helpful, especially warning about, with Woody and all that, but still, I just hate how he got beat up at the end, like, a little bit.
Yeah, either by the toys themselves or by the kindergartners. They didn't really explain.
Yeah, but his actor, he was also providing voices in The Incredibles, Ratatouille, and surprisingly, in the Toy Story Toons one, he played that Fun Meal Buzz Lightyear toy.
Oh, that's pretty dope. But yeah, for Chatter and the guy that voiced them, both 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now we got the Bookworm, voiced by Richard Kind. Now, this was my introduction to Richard Kind.
This took me a long time to realize that was Richard Kind, because it's a very lower voice, but this was one of my introductions before I found out it was him. Also, my main introduction to him was Inside Out, where he played Bean Bond.
Cool. And what do you call it? You Fresh?
The '90s Tom and Jerry movie.
Cool. And,
Oh yeah, also
Mastermind.
looks like it's my introduction to Richard.
Yes. I was about to say, you Mastermind. What was your introduction to Richard?
Bing bong.
Awesome. So yeah, the book, although he didn't have that much of a role, like it was still cool to see Richard kind of like displaying the role really good.
Yep. And a fun fact, the character he played in Bugs Life was his first ever Pixar role.
Yes. So yeah.
So yes,
Richard,
it's always Infinity, which with slow down.
Yes.
Slow down.
No, it's okay. I was about to say, yeah, I also give it Infinity.
All right then. A quick honorable mention to the great late R. Lee Ernie, who I'm sorry, Ernie. Yeah. Okay. Yes, he played a Sarge throughout Toy Story 1 and 2, but he did like a small cameo. But then, like later on, he passed away.
Before getting introduced to this movie, I first got introduced to him in SpongeBob SquarePants.
It was mainly Toy Story. Then I got introduced to him again as SpongeBob. Yeah, he played that one army guy at a prison. Because SpongeBob and Patrick thought they were going to like a camp island, but it turns out it was to be a prison island. But rest in peace to R. Lee. He did the most awesome like general or army type of characters. Legend, Infinity.
You know what I would have loved to see if they did it in the past, if like an episode with him along with that substitute teacher that was like a drill sergeant.
Oh yeah, and the guy that played the substitute teacher, the shark dude, he also died too.
Yeah, I didn't hear about the recipe, so but I have a question for Bun. Sure. And throw him out.
Yeah. All right then.
Anybody
Next
else?
up,
Oh God.
John Morris as Andy.
But what was so cool about this is that John Morris has been the voice of Andy ever since the start, and when they were trying to call him back, and when they heard the voice, he was still perfect for like to play an adult Andy.
Yeah, that's just awesome that he can still do his young boy voice even though he's older now, and yeah, and no one can replace Andy.
Exactly. So for both Andy and John Morris, the voice of Infinity, they just did the best.
Yeah, and another legend, and Andy's mom, voiced by Laurie Metcalf.
Yes, getting introduced her as Jackie from Roseanne, and yeah, this my other introduction to her, she did great.
Yeah. Also, a lot of people theorize that she is Jesse's original owner because the hat that Eddie wore is the same hat that Jesse's owner, aka Emily, wore too. So it could be the same person. But yeah, Laura did excellent as Annie's mom, and I'm glad that she's fully animated because you can barely see her face in Toy Story 1 and 2, but she is fully animated, and yeah, she see her face fully.
Yeah. Let's see here. Next up is Molly. Not that she actually has a voice actor this one because she's grown up now. So yeah, just a typical girl that's listens to music, and yeah, she's just wondering like did she want to like take some of like Andy's stuff in the movie?
Yes.
Right. Cause she's one of those girls like, can I have your room when you go away? Like, no, you can't have my room. Quit asking me.
Exactly. But for her and her actor, I give it a 9 out of 10. But I wish that she had a bigger role, but still, it's what we got.
Alright, then we can talk about 3 more. I always save the best one for last, but okay, next one is Bonnie, played by Emily Hahn.
So yeah, because the actor, yeah, she's still active to this day. What do you call it? She has a TikTok account, and she basically explained like how she liked playing Bonnie, and what do you call it? Unfortunately, you could have played Bonnie in the 4th one because being all grown up and stuff, but she still appreciated that, like being in that experience for Toy Story.
I actually follow her on Instagram. I follow her by accident, but now I follow her, and she did explain about that. So, yeah, she did really great as Bonnie. Do you prefer Emily Hahn or her second voice actor?
Emily, come on, man.
Yeah, I agree too. I just say Emily because the second one was okay-ish. So of course for Bonnie and Emily, Infinity.
Exactly.
All right, next up, we mentioned him earlier since he made reappearance. Eric Von Denton as Sid.
I mean, again, this is a small role, so what can we say?
Yeah, and that's his original voice actor too.
Exactly. But talking about the new voice actors, I was gonna say, okay, first, would you like to talk about Bonnie's mom?
Okay, yes. She's just as supportive and kind and caring as any mother should be. And Lori Allen, yeah, she was impressive, yes.
Yeah, because my first introduction, of course, to everybody's introduction to Lori Allen was Pearl from SpongeBob.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Daddy!
Oh, God. What, you gonna give him a big pill to eat again?
Oh, Bartles, I hate the pill.
But yeah, for Lori Allen, I give her a 10 out of 10. She did wonderful. And the last one we could talk about
I'll say it.
Go ahead.
Okay, the last one we save for last is the legend, rest in peace to him, Bud Lucky as Chuckles.
Yeah, my first introduction to him was The Incredibles.
Same.
Yeah, that's how we all got used to him as, what was the guy's name again?
Rick Dicker.
Thank you. He was the guy that basically, if someone found out Mr. Cribble or any other super's secret, they erased their memory. So he's a good friend to them until he said give it up and stuff, but he did help him at the end.
Okay. I'll explain. Basically, take over for So yeah, as he was lucky enough to be both in The Incredibles and Toy Story 3, the way he played Chuckles, he did good. And what was so awesome to find out that he was one of the voices of Eeyore in the Winnie the Pooh movie from 2011.
That's right.
I'm sorry, my mom's talking to me because she is upset that I kept talking loud.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was basically explaining The Incredibles and Toy Story 3, and what do you call it? He was one of the voices of Eeyore.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, from the 2011 Winnie the Pooh movie.
Well, that's a pretty good choice for him.
Yeah. But rest in peace to him. I know he didn't get to play, of course, he actually did really good.
Yeah, but I still like Bud Lucky. I love that low gravelly voice he gave him. So yeah, it did great as both Chuckles and Rick.
Yep. So yeah, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Bud.
Mm-hmm. All right, now to our final thoughts.